Hello, good morning everyone. I am Professor Ram Goke and today I am going to discuss with all of you the first poem of 10th SSC Board, unit number 1, and first poem, that is Where the Mind is Without Fear, has been written by the great poet and one of the earliest poem who has won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913 in Asia, right? So Rabindranath Tagore, everyone is aware about him and his personality and his work in the literature and among the society and the different role he has been performed for the betterment of the society. He was not a person, but he himself is an institution. He works in different walks of life and create his remark on the society. So he has written that poem with the clear-cut purpose that how India should be in future, what kind of freedom India is expected in future, what things there should be, what things should not be, how people should have to behave with each other, what kind of education policy would be. He has discussed each and every point which he imagined in his mind, what kind of country India should be after independence. And he knew very well that there was struggle going on, freedom struggle was going on, and he was confirm and sure about it that one day we will get freedom from the British rules. But he was more worried about the after independence situation in India, because he knows that India is a very vast country which includes everything else, the different religions, different customs, different festivals, different cultures, everything else, and how they can collaborate with each other. That was the question he had before writing this poem, and based on his observation and his understanding of our country, he has written this poem. And this is a prayer to God, that he wants God to make India this kind of freedom of heaven, right? So let us discuss with the poem directly without wasting time. So I will start with my PPT. Just watch the video till the end, so you will come to know exactly what kind of country Rabindranath Tagore expected while writing this particular poem. So let's go to the PPT and watch the PPT, then we will discuss further. Here, a poem by Rabindranath Tagore. I was talking about, we are going to discuss this poem in detail today. So let's begin with what exactly this poem talks about, right? So as I told you that this is a pre-independence poem. Before the independence, Rabindranath Tagore has imagined a situation after independence, and he had written this prayer to the God, or it may be superpower, or it may be something the very kind of thing which will give the strength to all the Indian people to make this country a good country, a freedom of heaven type of country. And in this poem, this is a poem written in a free verse form where there is no rhyme scheme and all that. So let us understand a little bit something about Rabindranath Tagore first, and then we'll forward to the poem. He was born in 7 May 1861 and died in 7th August 1941, so before independence, right? Also known as Gurudev, writer, composer, playwright, essayist, painter. पेन नेम, उनका पेन नेम था बाऊ सिंह ठाकुर. Got Nobel Prize in Literature in the year of 1930. Nobel work Gitanjali. He has written an anthology in literature that is called Gitanjali, and for that he received a Nobel Prize, right? And he was the only person who has written the national anthology for two countries, in India and Bangladesh. The national anthem is based on Rabindranath Tagore. He has written two national anthems. One is for India and the other one is for Bangladesh. So he is the only person in the world who can write two national anthems for two different countries. So that is the big achievement for him. And his work, that Gitanjali, was worldwide famous, and this poem is a part of that particular work, that particular anthology. And he was the only person who received a Nobel Prize for his literature, and he was the first person who received this award in Asia, right? Before him nobody was eligible for this particular award. So that is everything about basic background information of the poet, and now we will move to the poet and try to understand everything else about this poem. The first line, where mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free. Okay, so we will try to understand line by line this poem. Vicharoki, which kind of knowledge he want a knowledge free. Vicharoki swatantrata, right? So the country he expect to be is something that where everyone should be respectable. Nobody is from lower background, nobody is from higher background. There should not be any kind of discrimination, and knowledge should be free for everyone. We can take it as education, because in olden days we are aware about the fact that only upper strata of the society had the right to take the education, but now it becomes common for everyone. So he was expecting that when we get freedom from the Britain, there should not be discrimination as far as the education policy is concerned, where knowledge is free, which means that education should be free for everyone. Each and every person should get free education, right, without any kind of discrimination like caste, religion, or any kind of the state and regional background and geographical locations. Any kind of discrimination should not be there. Where the world has not broken up into fragment by the narrow domestic walls. Even he further added that there should not be discrimination based on caste and all that, because ultimate goal of humanity is to be human, right? So we all are human and we all are countrymen. So we should not discriminate on the basis of caste, that you belong to a very poor caste or upper caste and also something like that. So he imagined a country after independence where there should not be any kind of discrimination among the people. So that is his expectation, right? So he wanted to suggest to the constitution makers and all the peoples, because he knew that ultimately India will get freedom from the Britain, but after getting freedom there might be some sort of other problem India might be facing, and these problems are caste, religion, culture, festival and all those things. Then in next line he is talking about where words come out from the depth of truth, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfections, right? So everyone in the freed country should be very honest with their work, and they should be very hard working people, and they always try to be reach to the perfection of each and everything. And while reaching to the perfection, nobody should take the help from the foul means, which means cheap activity, the not worthy kind of activity. Instead of that, everyone should be very hardworking to achieve their success in life, right? So that is what he wants to tell all the countrymen through this poem, where the words come out from the depth of truth. Everyone should be honest. There should not be any deceiving kind of activity in the society where people get deceived from each other, and because of that there is a no trust in the society and something like that. And everyone should work very hard to achieve the perfection in their chosen field. Whatever they are doing, they should be perfect, right? Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habits. Now you can see in this picture the water is flowing. It is a very clear and it has a particular flow to go, right? So he is trying to talk about where the clear stream of reason means logic. We have to think logically, we have to believe in the science, we instead of that believing in superstitions, into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. And now here he is talking about dead habit, and he is comparing dead habit to dreary desert where nothing can grow up, right? So according to the poet, he wants to tell us that everyone must be very clear, logical in thinking, and he should be rationalistic person. Rationalistic means not accepting everything as it is, but you have to use your brain to understand whether it is truth, right or wrong, and then accept it. And instead of that, he also criticized the old habits. He called it dead habits, that is the old rituals and customs and superstitions which were not good for the society. Like in India we had that sati pratha, where one person died, his or her wife also get into that burning fire of her husband, so that was not good. So don't believe like that. Where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action. Now he is invoking, he is praying to the gods, take control of each and every person's mind of my country and march, rasta dikhao unko, show the way, show the path which will definitely march towards the heaven of freedom, which he called heaven of freedom, right? Into that heaven of freedom, my father let my country awake. Now here my father means, you can consider it God or something like that, and he is now asking God to take charge of humanity and march them, guide them to achieve this success and make this country a freedom of heaven, which in which everyone will enjoy their life. And if you like this explanation, please subscribe my channel, and thank you so much for listening to me. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.